Hey, what's going on today, guys? Hope you're having a great day as always. So, the main topic for this commentary is why did I get rid of my 2014 Mustang GT for a 2014 Honda Accord LX? So, the reason kind of stems from the payments I was making on my Mustang GT and just the overall happiness I had with the car. It's when I originally picked up the car back in July of 2013, the Mustang GT. I was thinking that this is definitely the car that I want to keep forever. It's the car that I want to literally keep forever. Like restore it when it's not in good shape 20 years down the line or something, and just really want to be like one of those people who's out today driving their 1970 Dodge Challenger or 1969 Chevrolet Camaro, something like that is what I had in mind. Um, but what ended up happening is just I just didn't enjoy driving it as much. It was a manual transmission. I didn't really have a problem with driving a manual transmission. It was more along the lines of I was just, spending a lot of money in gas. I remember there was one day where I spent $50 to fill it up, and I was driving around a lot that day, and then the next day I had to fill it up again for $50, and um, it's so pretty crazy to think about. If I had to drive it a little bit more than normal each day, then I'd be spending like $50 worth of gas, and it takes the premium fuel, so. I was getting about 13 miles a gallon for reference if you want to know how bad my fuel economy was on that car. Um, and so there's just no reason to have a car with that much horsepower and torque for, just city driving. It was by no means a race car either. So it was just like, why am I keeping a vehicle that doesn't really have a purpose other than trying to make me angry and by spending all this money on it um, and so you're if you want to get a feel for how much I was paying per month on it, the monthly payment was $620 on the Mustang GT. So it was pretty rough. Um, so yeah, you can kind of see why I didn't want it anymore. I do have a video of it if you are curious of what it looked like. Um, I can definitely show you a video of it. I did do a few modifications to it when I had it. I got a axle back exhaust, a pipe bomb axle back exhaust, a lethal off-road X pipe, and a 93 octane tune. I ran the 93 octane race tune with a ghost cams on it up until the day or about around the day before I sold the car. Um, then I put on the street tune before I sold it, and so yeah, it's whatever. I'm definitely glad to not have it. And when I went to the dealership, because I traded in a car and then bought a car from the same dealership, right? So I was really worried about how much money I would be getting for the trade-in because I had done a lot of research online, kind of had a general idea of what the car was worth. I'd also seen a lot of other people sell their Mustang GTs to people in private sales, and realized that it's probably I do have a bit of negative equity there in my meaning that the loan that I had on the car was larger than the amount of money that the car is worth. So um, that's kind of a shitty situation when you owe more than what the car is worth. So anyway, I ended up getting a pretty damn good deal on the trade-in, all things considered, because it was modified um, for how many miles it had. It had about 9,300 miles on it, and so everything was pretty good. And the reason I got a 2014 Honda Accord instead of something else, well, um, basically it boils down to the deal that I got on the Honda Accord. It was just a very, very, very good deal in my opinion, and it's a brand new car. It was a 2014, so They basically ceased production, I believe, about a week ago on the new Accords, at least on the 2014s, that is, and then they're pumping out the 2015s. So that's why they really need to get rid of these 2014s. And I was happy to pick one up because I know Honda has a very good reputation for reliability and whatnot, and that's something that I'm really looking for. And this is also a very fuel efficient car for what it's worth. It's a mid-sized sedan, so it's a little bit larger than it's a lot larger than like a Toyota Corolla or a Honda, um, a Honda Civic. So it's quite different from that, but great fuel economy at around 30 miles per gallon combined, and really I'm pretty stoked about it. I know this might not be the most exciting commentary topic, but I'm kind of giving you some reasons as to maybe when you're buying a car you can kind of think about, well, what is it that I exactly want? And you guys, one thing I encourage you guys to do is to do your research before you go out and buy a car, because you need to have a very good idea of not only what you want in terms of options on the car, color, etc., but also what types of interest rate that you think you're going to be able to get, and how much you want to be paying for the vehicle. Don't get too caught up in monthly payments, because there's a lot of ways that the financing people can manipulate the monthly payment into something that you want, but it's really not what you want in the long run. They're just kind of showing you something, and it's just kind of putting, you know, they're just kind of faking you out there. So you just got to do your own research and come prepared when you go to buy a car. And I highly suggest, if you do buy a car, that you really do not get any of the things that the financing people want to sell you, such as extended warranties, gap insurance, etc., because for the most part, I mean, if you do get anything, just get gap only. But I really, you don't really need that in most cases. So anyway, I don't want to get too into that, but that's kind of what I've been doing lately. I spent a lot of my time after work on Thursday at the dealership, and then yesterday, which was Friday, I spent I took like a 3-hour lunch and finalized everything, and I was pretty happy. I really I'm excited about this new 2014 Honda Accord. I think it's definitely going to last me a long time, and I'm just very excited to have some savings and not have to use premium fuel, but I can just use regular gas, regular 87 octane, which is what we have in this part of the country, and just really, really stoked about that. The savings are going to be coming in soon, because I'm paying about $270 less per month on my car payment. And then what else? My insurance dropped by about $40 a month. My gas savings is going to be definitely a lot, because going from about 13 miles a gallon to around 30 miles per gallon, that's really, really good. And also, I'm not going to be accruing as much interest on my loan, because my loan balance isn't as large, so I won't be accruing as much interest each month when I make payments. So yeah, it's a nice quadruple whammy of savings. So, oh, by the way, that was a pretty heartbreaking diffuse. Before this gameplay is really old. Sorry, I haven't talked about the gameplay. I haven't really given you a background on it. It's a game battles match from around a month after the game came out or so. Anyway, this is the same people that I uploaded yesterday. The guys that we're playing against are they're pretty good. They were on front page of game battles back then, like all the time, and they were pretty much, for the most part, fairly dominant. So it was no surprise that we would get our ass kicked when we played against them. So, yeah. Anyway, that's basically the background of this game, and this is on the Xbox One, by the way. I hope you can tell that by the graphics. and the quality of the video. I think there's a huge quality difference in the Xbox One versus the Xbox 360 version of Call of Duty Ghosts, so I hope you guys can tell. Anyway, guys, the game's about to well, just wrapped up, and we, as you can see, we got our ass kicked, but whatever. It was fun. Definitely want to do this again, back to more some game battles matches and whatnot, but anyway, guys, if you did enjoy it, please leave a like, rating, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you later. Peace.